hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
On Entertainment, so time come tell with another video. So in this video, you guys, we're talking about Garcelle walking off of the Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. I have some thoughts about it. I know I don't really usually recap this show on here, but I have made a video about it recently, and I just wanted to give my last and final thoughts of her leaving the show and also the reunion. First of all, bravo, y'all think y'all slick. Y'all made it seem like she walked off halfway through the reunion, which I was like, damn, Garcelle, like, that's something my crash out stuff would do. So to find out that she didn't actually like walk off the way that she did, it makes me even more on her side. Because now y'all tried to paint a narrative before it even dropped that she's like this unprofessional person when she literally waited till the reunion was completely finished. They did shots, but she didn't want to take a picture. The reason why I'm on Garcelle's side with this and how she left, to me, I feel like if you are in a situation where you're not comfortable, you as an adult should be able to remove yourself, especially if you have completed all the obligations that were needed. She did not leave in the middle of the reunion where there were still more questions to ask. She did not leave in the middle of Andy asking her questions and told him to F off. She just did not take a picture and didn't want to fake the funk. And I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with it. So that last and final part, what I think pissed off Garcelle is a lot of things. Also dealing with Sutton. I don't even think most of it had to do with what the other girls were doing. Although a lot, it contributed to that. I think that reunion made Garcelle realize Sutton is not my friend and she does not have my back. I'm literally on the island by myself. Jennifer is my friend or whatever, but she's not even a full-time housewife. She's only a friend of. So it's not like she's going to be there on like a full-time routine basis. Same with Kathy. Kathy, at the end of the day, that's Kyle's sister. The gag really is Kathy likes Garcelle more than Kyle, if we're going to be honest. Like, if you really watch the show, Kathy don't like Kyle like that. She loves her some Garcelle, though, but that's another thing. So, a lot of what goes on at Housewives, I always try to relate it to the corporate world because I feel like we see, like, when it comes to Housewives, when it comes to the firings and hirings and quittings, it reflects a lot of what goes on in the corporate world. And I feel like Garcelle quitting is the equivalent to me recently leaving my past employer. Basically, when you've had enough, you done had enough. You've been a team player. You did all you could. And at the end of the day, you still are viewed as the villain. A lot of people are coming at Garcelle. They're saying, oh, she couldn't take the heat and she left. I would say yes, because this is the first time we've seen a lot of the girls come at her at once. So she couldn't take the heat and left. But I also feel like you also have to say she also saw that at the end of the day, she's never going to win in this group with the dynamics that are there. With Kyle always being there, a lot of the dynamics within that show are never going to change. A lot of the girls feel like they have to sort of bow down to Kyle in order to be able to stay on the show and in order to fit in. If that doesn't ever change, how is the show going to actually develop and actually evolve? Because if you look at the show, Kyle has control, in my opinion, of the minds of Erica, Sutton, Dorit. Even though they got into it, I just don't ever see any of them turning against her because they would feel like they're betraying like the queen bee. Part of the reason why Garcelle was upset, she said last night, is none of them looked at her and smiled throughout the whole reunion. Kyle says, oh, it's not like we're going to like a birthday party or anything like that. I think what she meant to say is she realized that none of you guys are truly her friend. But she said it in a way where I feel like she didn't want to break the fourth wall, or she didn't want to like, maybe she was still, I feel like, going back and forth with wanting to stay or quit. And I think that was the best thing she could have say at the moment, but she really meant to say, I realize none of you guys are my friends, if I'm going to be honest. Like, you guys are not my friends. I'm a part of this group, and you guys are all acquaintances. I think that's what she really meant to say. Because imagine you being around these people for all these months. Y'all finally come together. Although they may be mad at you, not one time they kind of like glimpse at you with a high. And I think also she was referring to when Kyle walked into the reunion and she said, "Oh, I like your hair." Kyle did not say a thank you or nothing. She literally walked past her like she was a demon. I think she was referring to that also. Of course, she probably didn't want to say it right then and there, but that's something that was probably in the back of her mind that she was thinking. I'm not mad at Garcelle. I would have did the same thing. One thing about me, if I don't like a job or something, I'm gonna shake. I just like, no. Life is way too short for you to stay somewhere that you are miserable. I'm sorry. I don't care. Like it's too short. It's literally too short to stay somewhere you're miserable. Stuck. You can't go nowhere. Like that to me is crazy. I feel like it's like you're low key like you're sabotaging yourself if you do that. Okay, I think if she came back next season, it would have probably been one of her hardest seasons too, because a lot of girls would have basically take turns at her, and I think Bose really hurt her feelings. Garcelle has not talked about this online or on social media at all, or has done any press since she's left. But I think Bose leaving, I mean Bose and like coming at her in some sort of way, I think it rocked her world. Because I think she thought in her mind, like, this is another Black woman coming on the show. We have some sort of like unspoken allegiance to where we're not ever going to like come for each other's jugular. Although I don't think Bose came for a jugular, I think what Bose did that I didn't like is did a pile-on. They're already coming at her, meaning Dorit, Erica. Why are you adding on to it when you really don't have an issue with her? You really have an issue with Sutton. You're just mad that she did not check Sutton about something that she said we're calling you angry. Do I think Sutton meant it in that way? No. I don't think Sutton meant it in that way. And Sutton is from the South, and she has said some questionable things, but that scene I don't think is one of them. The way that you were coming off in that scene, Bose, you was like, you was about it. You was just like, why is everybody sitting over here? Like, I don't think she meant it in like, oh, you're acting like an angry Black woman. I just don't feel like she meant it like that. I just think she meant in that moment that you came across not happy and upset that they were sitting over there. That's what she was trying to word out, but it came out of her mouth completely wrong. I will agree with that. But to be mad at Garcelle for not checking her when, if to be honest, that whole situation to me is debatable, because we could say the same thing about you. A lot of the things Dorit has said about Garcelle, you over there not even. It's not like Garcelle's over there laughing like angry Black woman. You'll be the main one laughing, Bose. Dorit said something about Garcelle, you with them sound effects and stuff, thinking it's funny. I'm telling y'all, Bose reminds me of a corporate bully. I've been working around people like that, and some about her is off. It's corporate bully tease. I'm telling you, because of their intellect, they know how to maneuver very, very, very meticulously. They know how to maneuver meticulously, and they know how to make somebody else look horrible while they're sitting there looking innocent. I don't work with people like Bose. I see straight through her. I'm telling y'all. So that's just how I feel about it. Another thing that irritated me was when she was walking off and Dorit goes, "That's unprofessional." But that's not a microaggression. Bose. Because what's unprofessional about not taking a group photo when that's not a part of the contract? Last time I checked, we finished the reunion. We took the shot. The last two reunions, not everybody took a cast photo. Was that unprofessional then? But it's unprofessional for her because she Black and she walked off. That's unprofessional. That's the stuff you're talking about. Like, that irritated me. That made my skin crawl when she said that. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, she finished the whole reunion. Oh, well. The last two reunions, I get no picture. Oh, well. Oh, well. She's continuing the tradition. How about that? How about that? She's continuing the tradition of no cast photo. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? And then another thing I feel like that made Garcelle mad is when Andy goes around asking them what are their most surprising moments. Erica gonna have Sutton gonna have the nerve to say, the fact that me and Erica that we kept a really great friendship, and I really hope we continue that next season. I think in her mind, Garcelle was like, This bitch want their approval too bad. I gotta get the fuck. I'm telling you, I seen that switch in Garcelle's face before the end of the reunion when she was like, yeah, I gotta get the fuck. And it's like, I don't blame you. Sometimes there are just certain situations you really just gotta get the fuck. You just got to get the fuck. Or else you just gonna end up looking crazy. You gotta get the fuck. And she had to get the fuck. And I'm mad at it. Okay? I'm happy that she didn't wait around for Sutton, because at the end of the day, Sutton, if you're a real friend, when you, Sutton, had your and you almost passed out like you was the crypt keeper, Garcelle left the reunion with you. She could have stayed and finished the reunion and gossiped and stuff, but no, she left with you. You didn't even run after her like, no, come back. You just stood there like a zombie. So I'm not a fan of Garcelle. I'm not a fan of Sutton anymore, because it's like that reunion exposed who you are. You're a pick-me. That's sad. And you too old to be a pick-me. You're like 50. Fuck. God forbid I get that age and be like that. Let me know what y'all think down below about Garcelle walking off. Do you guys feel like she did the right thing by waiting till the very end? And what did you guys think of the last two parts of the reunion? Let me know what y'all think down below. And we're out, babies.
No personal thing.